Hi there, this is Eric, and this video is a breba video for white Madeira #1 that my friend Steve in Maryland found it growing there locally and was able to convince the owner to let him propagate it, and then it got spread around the community, and it's a pretty widespread fig now. Kind of a cool thing. Steve and his wife have been to my house when they visited Oregon, so cool guy. Really just a wealth of knowledge about figs. He has a YouTube channel called Go Figure Farm, and if you haven't checked it out, I would suggest doing that. If you're growing in that area, if you grow in an area that's kind of hot, humid in the summer and really cold in the winter, he might be able to point you in a good direction. So anyway, for me, here in the Willamette Valley, I've had my tree for 4 years. I think this is its 4th year. First year I had one breba on it that was a lot bigger than this. I don't think this is like indicative of the typical size. I don't know, but I would assume they're gonna get bigger. This is only the second breba I've ever gotten from the tree. Last year didn't give me any, but it ripened a lot of main crop. This year it's giving me a breba, but I don't think it's going to ripen any main crop. So, I don't know. I think it's still, I think it's worth growing in a pot, especially if you can give it a greenhouse start. You're going to get main crop. Beyond that, for growing in the ground, I don't know. I don't have any idea. Mine's in a 15-gallon pot, so I opted for the 15 because it's easier to move than, like the 20-gallon pots or 25 or 30-gallon pots that I've been using for the big keeper trees. 15-gallon is easy to move, and it fits inside of my greenhouse, like in the door. So I figure anything like that I want to potentially have to shuffle, I want it in a pot small enough that I can do that pretty effectively. So, and the mix that I use is light enough that moving it in and out of the greenhouse is no big deal. All right, so that's what white Madeira #1 looks like. Now the knock on this one that I had before was that the skin was really tough, like leathery tough. So I'm interested to see if that's going to be the same way on this one. But you can see pretty jammy looking. The color on this variety, both main crop and the breba, you can see it starting to bleed out through the pulp, and you'll see it kind of coloring the skin from the inside out. It's a really cool variety. So let's give it a shot. Yeah. That's really excellent. My friend Chris is going to be so jealous. The skin on this one is a lot better than the last one I had. The last one, I think, when it was ripening, it was like 112 degrees or something. Some insane number that is not normal for us. So this is a really nice difference. This is not super leathery tough. This is a good fig. Probably at this point, I would say this is probably the best breba I've had this year. I still have a few brebas left that are ripening, and then we should be starting to get some main crop pretty soon. I would say over the next few weeks we should start seeing some. But Yeah, 15-gallon pot, really only one breba on the tree. It had a lot more, and they either didn't develop or they dropped. The main crop right now is way too small. There's no chance any of them are going to ripen this year. We only really have about, if we're lucky, maybe 8 weeks of season left, but more likely it's going to be 5 or 6. So that's really not a lot of season, even as good a year as this has been. So anyway, white Madeira #1, still yet to be proven for an in-ground tree, but I know that's being worked on by my friend Chris. So hopefully it works. If not, it's going to be a pot queen, because it is really good. It's one of the mid to late varieties that I want to keep and keep potted and shuffle if I have to, because I do think it is that good. So, all right, and different, I should say before I go, different than other Adriatic types like Strawberry Verte, Green Ischia, Gross Monstrous de Lipari. You know, there's several different Adriatic types. Green skin, red pulp. This is a different kind of fig. It's just more intensely flavored. It's got a different texture of pulp, different texture of skin. They're all really, really good, but this one stands out. So, all right, take care. That's a long enough video.